Hello, my name is Voya and welcome to My Deep Guide, and I need a change. And no, I do not mean that I need a diaper change. I can handle that perfectly fine well on my own, thank you very much. I'm referring to an overall change regarding the My Deep Guide and a routine that has been established. So the problem was that I started to feel kind of bored by the whole routine of making the videos as I've had it so far. And there are several avenues of change that you need to do. And there's also like this constant problem and pressure with the YouTube algorithm, because it wants you to do what it wants, right? And it's extremely easy to kind of succumb to that kind of pressure, because it punishes you quite severely if you refuse to conform. And I'm not the type of person who likes to conform to things. I like to kind of swim against the tide. So that kind of conformity didn't really come natural to me. So the obvious avenue of change that normally should happen was the logical progression would be open a TikTok account, make a bunch of shorts, do some TikTok shorts, and endlessly regurgitate the same type of stuff that gives results, right? So the stuff you monitor what YouTube rewards, and then you regurgitate that. And of course the one that never fails, which is resorting to clickbaity or borderline clickbaity stuff, which is unfortunately almost the majority of content that we have online right now. And I don't find that fun. I don't find that motivating or anything at all, really. So as a consequence of that, I started to lose my motivation to actually do this stuff. It wasn't fun. I actually started to contemplate actually quitting doing this, because I don't have to. I have luckily plenty of other skills, avenues that I can pursue. The only reason why I do this is because I enjoy it, and I stopped enjoying it. So I needed to introduce a change, but the one that I would like, not YouTube. So that's actually what I wanted, but the larger question at hand was, what does the channel actually need? And as far as I saw it, it was like three possible aspects of a change. Should I make changes that prioritize YouTube, prioritize viewers, or changes that prioritize myself? So I contemplated, thought a bit about it, and I thought that it was really important to find a healthy compromise between all of these three, and then follow only the rules where all of these three intersect with a heavy bias on what I personally am comfortable with and what I find engaging and fun. So the priority for this change, at least, is going to be myself first, viewers second, YouTube third. So from that standpoint, the changes that I'm going to be implementing in 2025 and that I've already started actually working on are, well, it's going to start with the content, and the content is going to change, and the focus is going to be more on guides, so general usage guides and tutorials, along with educational and documentary style type of videos, which involve a ton of research and obviously fact-based videos touching upon topics that are related to e-paper and e-ink technology, but they are also kind of adjacent to it, but also topics that I find quite important to share and raise awareness of. I will also allow myself more freedom of expression because that's the fun aspect for me, right? So I gotta have fun in order to enjoy what I am doing. And yeah, in order to enjoy what I'm doing, I gotta allow myself a certain amount of freedom of expression. So that's also a change. And then there's the boring change where I'm going to activate use my Instagram account to post more shorts and basically supplemental video that should go hand in hand with more important videos that do come out on my deep guide. So the idea is to basically use maybe Instagram as a promotional platform for the bigger content that is of course going to be contained here on YouTube. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe potentially YouTube Shorts as well. And here actually I could use your input because I don't want to make duplicate type of content. So like shorts for Instagram and shorts for YouTube Shorts. So what's your opinion on just having YouTube Shorts? Because I don't really find that much benefit from them. But yeah, just kind of wondering about you guys. And more importantly, what's your opinion on if there's like a duplicate video, like a short video that's available, the same video available both on YouTube Shorts and on Instagram? So just let me know what you guys think about that as well, because I'm still pondering about that aspect. One of the main improvements that I absolutely knew that I would have to incorporate in this whole change is to basically uproot the workflow that I have and reorganize it and basically stop, pivot, and reevaluate and then continue in a new direction. Simply because the old workflow, even though it worked, it started to feel stale, or it made me feel stale, no matter how much I showered. And when I absolutely understood that it was high time to do something about this, was when I found myself on a Friday absolutely dreading the weekend and the Monday because I didn't have any videos scheduled, but I have zero ideas, and worst of all, absolutely zero desire to do any of that. Basically, I just wanted to do anything else. And then I kind of figured, well, that sucks, and I gotta change something. My mind is naturally very, very playful, hence the, animation background. So I found myself in a situation where I was toying with the idea, well, okay, I could make a video about that I don't have any ideas and that I don't want to make a video by basically starting with me in bed and somebody or YouTube trying to wake me up, poking me with a stick and forcing me to wake up, and I don't want to do it, and all that kind of stuff. And then I realized at that moment that just even thinking about it and fleshing out the concept of an idea, concept of a plan, to have something that's different, I was already having more fun, and I was more passionate about it, and I was more engaged about that than a potential of trying to think what kind of an idea or a topic YouTube would want and like. That was the moment when I kind of figured out, well, time out. This is not working for me primarily. So that's the oranging of the change. And riding on that idea of how much I enjoy developing ideas and writing, I really, really like writing stories or scripts or things like that. Then I wanted to kind of like, okay, let's incorporate that. That's one of the things that I really, really enjoy. What are other things that I really enjoy that I'm passionate about? Well, I love research, I love science, I love facts, I love understanding things and learning about things that I don't know about. And I also have quite a bit of experience, teaching experience, and I know that I enjoy finding a way how to present a complicated topic and matter, to simplify it into bare bones and present it to other people, because I'm super passionate about gathering knowledge and understanding and then sharing that with others, especially when I see the spark of understanding in others regarding something that maybe they weren't aware of or they didn't understand previously. So I stopped right there and wanted to recognize and identify the problems. And the problem number one was obviously motivation. Okay, so we solved that. I know what I want to do and how I can get motivated. Problem number two was I don't have ideas for the videos and the deadline is right at the door. And I really didn't want to be in that situation. So from that, I stemmed the primary thing in the new workflow is to actually have the ideas pool in Coda. I use Coda as the organizational tool because I simply like the environment and I find it really, really good. So I decided to start with thinking of and writing down at least 60 ideas, and that became my ideas pool. And then from that idea pool goes the second stage, which is rigorous planning and preparation. And the new part here is that I introduce creating a script, an overview, video description, talking points or key points, and material that's needed. And basically I reintroduced the planning phase that I so enjoy when working on any type of project, because when I'm doing the planning phase, especially when I'm writing and typing, it takes time to actually type your thoughts. And during that time, my brain is kind of working around, but it's working within the confines of this idea and this concept that we're talking about. And that's where creativity sparks and I start to visualize it. So as I'm typing things down, for example, key points that I need to address, I'm also visualizing them in my head. And instead of visualizing something that's for me rather boring, I get to have potential ideas of how this could be presented in an interesting way, or what are the important aspects of this so that I can write them down. And that way, two things happen at once. Not only do I expand on the idea and make it a little bit more fleshed out and better, rather than just spur of the moment, put the camera on and just, record. That works, obviously that works, but this is potentially better. But I also free up my mind during the recording sessions because I've already thought about the process, I already visualized it, I've already planned it, and I already know exactly what I want when I hit that record button and I start recording. So those two aspects with the rigorous planning and preparation are also basically reducing the workload when the recording starts to happen. And for me, that's very important because I get out of the way the boring stuff, and that leaves room for more of me to come out on the camera when I hit that record. Otherwise, I'm stifled by all of these things that I'm thinking about, but now, hey, hello, there's a little bit of me in there as well. Rigorous planning, point number 2. Point number 3, I'm gonna be keeping the schedule of 2 videos per week at least. So what does that mean? Well, point number 4 comes here, which is I'm going to have at least 1 month of content worth of content uploaded and scheduled ahead of time, with the goal to actually get the overhead up to 2 months. That of course is going to require an initial strong push to get that, but once I do, the idea is if I have 2 months of videos, 2 videos per week available, and that's my overhead that I already have, as things naturally pop up, such as new product launches and there's or arrives and there's an unboxing or there's an update or there's some news or something like that, those are going to be additional videos on top of these 2 videos per week, and that is going to make YouTube happy. And also it's not going to add a pressure on me because it's not going to be like, oh no, I need to make 3 videos now instead of 2 or something like that. So these ideas combined, the whole point is that it alleviates pressure and it alleviates mess in my head, so it leaves enough breathing room for better ideas and more creativity to bring to mydeepguide. There's also going to be new products that I'm going to be launching on mydeepguide.com/shop. There's also the display analysis framework, or DAF framework analysis, finalization of the whole process, implementation of the whole DAF into my review standards, documenting the framework and doing all of that kind of stuff. Hand in hand with that, it's going to be the development and implementation of the device comparison tool, which is going to contain and extract data from the DAF and implement that into a smart and intuitive device comparison tool that's going to be available on mydeepguide.com, where with the idea that that's going to be the place where you go to when you're trying to decide on which device you want to buy and when you want to compare between several devices or more, because that database is going to contain a ton of measurements and tests that are not going to be available anywhere else, basically. And there's also something new and something different also in plan, but more on that a little bit later. So all of that kind of combines and melds into 3 primary new goals that I've set for myself. And goal number 1 was to reintroduce fun for me so that I can have more engagement and more passion when doing this type of work. Goal number 2 was to improve the overall workflow so that I can improve the control and time management overall that is allocated for the YouTube portion of work. And goal number 3, do some changes and improvements so that I can improve channel's performance. So there you go, those are the changes that you can expect and hope for, hopefully, to see on My Deep Guide in 2025. And more often than not, it's extremely easy to fall back into what the YouTube platform is dictating and what it wants you to do and what you should do and all that kind of crap. And that creates a form of pressure and false motivation, or in my case, wrong motivation. Because what motivated me to start My Deep Guide was not that. It was genuine interest, passion, and then I just shared that. So I wanted to pump the brakes, re-establish a new direction, pivot, and pump up the gas, and that's exactly what's going on right now. So hopefully the new direction is more fun for me, hopefully the new direction is more fun and informative for you, and hopefully the new direction is more engaging and fun for other people as well. So we will see how all of that goes, but I just want to thank you all for the journey so far, because it's been pretty much exciting, and I want to keep it exciting for me and hopefully for you guys as well. Thank you so much for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye!